I'm not live on YouTube yet. Here we go. Now I'm live. I should be live on YouTube now. Hello! Sorry about that, guys. I went to pause the super chats and I accidentally hit the end broadcast button. That was all on me! That was all on me! Whoops! Sorry about that. That was just me having butterfingers. I've never had that happen before. This doesn't usually happen. This doesn't usually happen. Let me unpause the supers now.
Hikaru sent a super chat. I'd love my friends to join me when I stream and chat shit. Some of the best moments I've had are with my friends talking crap while playing Repo, etc.
Yes.
37 Frogs sent a super chat.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I fucking fucked everything up and hit the wrong button.
Splungus sent a super chat. Lily, just let the guys, gals, and non-binary pals have their pathetic little meow meows that just happen to be evil men. They're not harming anyone. A pint of Guinness sent a super chat. As soon as I heard that, I had to clip it.
Oh, which part, I wonder?
Solar sent a super chat. I just got off of work. What the hell, brah?
Everyone asking, I had
Sent
some
a super
butterfingers,
chat.
I hit the
Hey,
wrong button.
how you doing? Just fine. I lied. I'm dying inside.
I should move that control away from the other thing.
Ed Stevens sent a super chat. To quote Greg Universe, nope.
Nope! I think somebody also said, it's Greg Universe,
Cinder the
call
Deer
the
sent a
police!
super chat. To also quote
Yeah,
Greg
there we go.
Universe, call the police.
Call the police! One of my favorite Greg one-liners.
Hikaru sent a super chat. Can we have Spinel with a bottle back, please?
It's a good idea. I probably still have the layers for it. Hang on a second. Let me just add that back on.
Angels Art and Gaming sent a super chat. Feeling bad for Dio cause his uprising is toxic Yuri.
I moved her. I moved the other line for her, apparently.
Miles B. Morales sent a super chat. Lily made up a story about how a young girl screamed, "Kiss her" when Anna told Elsa she loves her in the theater.
What?
Sugar Puff sent a super chat. Lily's on stream currently saying how fusion overcomplicates that the characters love each other, whatever that means.
Why? Fusion, well, she's just gonna have the shading, unfortunately. I moved and shrank her a little bit, so... apparently, since then. Fusion is just a representation of who two or more people are together, you know, as one person. It's a literal thing that's metaphorical for the relationship between two or more people. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. It's not that hard to understand.
Ava Lanier sent a super chat. To quote Scooter Pixie X Midori Yuri please. Smiling face with hearts emoji.
I still need to draw some Midori X Pixie. I just released one of my Yondev edits where I was standing Midori. We decided a while ago that Lily's little wholesome girl character Pixie, who she slaps around, and Midori, who Yondev stabs in the head, they both were rescued from the two of them, and they're girlfriends now, and they kiss. And they're in college. That's what we decided.
Igor sent a super chat. Moral of the story: delete Twitter.
Yes. Where would I fight teenagers?
Space_Prince, sun with face emoji, sent a super chat. Everybody wants different things out of rep and then she demonizes people who want different things than her.
Yeah.
Plated Fox 14 sent a super chat. Adding flaws to gay characters makes them feel more real than making them perfect pure little angels.
Yeah, it's almost like gay people are real individual people with the same kind of flaws and troubles as anybody else in the world, and we're not like special little creatures that need to be coddled and babied and treated like we can do no wrong. It's actually pretty dangerous when people do that. Oh great, now I'm dropping frames. Good, excellent. Thank you, internet. This is great. But yeah, like, people like Lily will use that. Because people will act like you can't say a trans person has done anything wrong, or else you're a bigot. And people like Lily take advantage of that by saying, my critics only criticize the things I do and say that have nothing to do with me being trans because I'm trans. Like, she just says it all the time, and her stupid fans, like, swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Like, she's literally out there like, no, they only criticize all the incest in my writing, and the pedophilia pony porn I wrote, and my stupid batshit insane opinions because I'm trans. It's like, Lily, no one gives a shit you're trans. You would be wrong no matter what you identify as. You would be exactly as wrong no matter what you identify as.
Dana_Brain sent a super chat. Can we take the Deadly Premonition OST away from Lily? Like, get other music.
I don't think that's the Deadly Premonition OST that she's using.
Taylor Wynn sent a super chat. Lily will not consume adult media. She thinks Little Bear is the height of Western media.
No, and like, the only movies she cites liking, and the only she only cites liking movies she saw as a teenager in the 90s. And then she only cites liking, why is my connection bad now? Jesus Christ. She only cites liking, shows for middle-aged women on like sitcoms and stuff. Hang on, I'm gonna try fixing my connection now. It was working so good earlier. Alright, but yeah. Well, she kind of doesn't deny writing Stockholm now, but now the excuse is she was but a young, traumatized teenager of 22 when she started writing it. So we can't hold her responsible for all the pedophilia she definitely wrote because she gets off on it, yeah.
Hazaki Kentai sent a super chat. Someone in Lily's chat asked about the lore thing. The example she gave to explain was fusion. TL. Doctor, the lore point is the same as don't use metaphors.
Yeah, I don't know what her problem with metaphors is other than she just doesn't fucking understand them. Why is my connection so bad now? This is so annoying. Anyway, there should be some more supers coming.
Taylor Wynn sent a super chat. I'm convinced if you showed her prestige TV like Breaking Bad or Succession, Lily's brain would explode like a phone in a microwave.
Oh yeah, I know she already shits on Breaking Bad because she thinks it's like for incels, because there's stupid people out there who think Walter White is a badass and completely miss the point of the entire fucking show. I would love to see Lily try to watch Better Call Saul, or Severance, or I'm trying to think of anything else that would be too fucking complex for her. You know? Yeah, oh god, she would not be able to handle Severance. That's my challenge to you, Lily. Watch Severance. It's like my favorite show right now. So you like to shit on things I like? Go watch Severance, Lily. You can get an Apple TV trial and binge all 2 seasons in like a day. Go do it.
Hardnet sent a super chat. This whole video is basically you're not allowed to get mad at me for the things I've said and it's your fault being bothered. Which is, you know, abuser language and behavior.
Almost like that's what Lily does all the time, abuser language
Bladed
and behavior.
Fox 14 sent a super chat. She's the most homophobic / sexist progressive I've seen in a while.
And there's many of them. Haha. Yeah, she should watch The Boys too. I really like The Boys, though it's kind of falling apart in the later seasons. But yeah, you see that with these fucking fake progressive people online who basically talk like conservatives. I said earlier how I get these people that are like, well, it's okay if you don't identify with the word queer, but it is an umbrella term for what you are, and if you don't like that, we're gonna call you a right-winger, and we're gonna say you're all sorts of nasty things because you just don't want to be fucking called a gay slur. I never thought I'd live to see the day where I'd be accused of being alt-right for not wanting to be called a gay slur, but okay.
John Williams sent a super chat. Yeah, I'm finally conscious from my surgery. C's were covering Lily. Doc put me under again.
I seem to have fixed my connection, so I
Angels
promise I'll
Art
hit the
and
button by
Gaming
accident
sent a super chat. I've seen JJBA in the kids section at the library.
Passive progressive! That's a good name for them because they seem to want to just maintain the status quo. Like, no, we have to treat all people, all marginalized people, like they're poor, precious little things, so we can just have them as fodder for our own arguments against other white people who are straight.
Aaron Alpha Eagle sent a super chat. Wait, she got them from the library while in the hospital. So did she borrow them before she got in the hospital, or is it the hospital's library?
Even her lies to make
Taylor Wynn
sense.
sent a super chat. Oh, it's so triggering to me. Nobody's forcing you to watch IT or talk about it.
It's not like She-Ra is a hot button topic anymore. Who the fuck even talks talked about it anymore. No, I never see anybody talking about it, ever, in any cartoon circles. So what the hell? What? She's the only one still talking about it. And I just remembered, too, you should go, if you have a chance, if you're looking for more Lorch content, go find the Patreon audio I reacted to, where she makes up a story about working at Tim Hortons that makes her sound like a complete asshole. Like, even in her own made-up story, she's the asshole. It's amazing.
Nick Wolf sent a super chat. Normies don't question anime until it's too late. My high school anime club tried to watch Hellsing, not Ultimate, and the teacher stopped when the vampire lovers started going down on each other.
Yeah, it's true. Some people are oddly blind to anime that definitely does not look appropriate for children. I guess it's just that weird normie brain thing of cartoon equals for kids, no matter, like, what the fuck it looks like. I remember seeing VHS tapes in, like, fucking Suncoast or whatever that had, like, a half-naked girl, like, covered in tentacles, and it had to have a big thing on it saying, "Not for kids!" I don't understand.
Anthony Gramuglia sent a super chat. Do you know who compares Shira and Utena before? Me. In my LGBTQIA rep vids. Among other things.
Well, how were you comparing them, though, Anthony? Because I can't imagine you were putting them on the same artistic level. And if you were, I'm gonna have a few things to say about that.
Cody Wolf sent a super chat. You better share where you got those grapes.
I don't know, I got my Stop and Shop. I forget what brand, actually, I can go find the brand. I'll let the supers play, and let me go find the bag and find what brand it is.
Cryohazard sent a super chat. Comparing Netflix She-Ra to Utena is like Gundam Blood Witch to a Sailor Moon, and yes, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. These are by Divine
Valorous
Flavor,
Sal sent a
apparently.
super chat. Technically all the Senshi are aliens. And died at least once. So Harumichi don't meet her metric either. Rolling eyes
That's
face
true, they
emoji.
are
And
aliens,
be
even though they're-
mistaken for
even though
bitch
they're-
Taxco Minasai. Crying face emoji.
So why are humanoid
Laning
aliens
sent
not
a super
human
chat. Afraid to ask. But, where does Lily's black woman suffering is hot thing came from?
Oh, that is just, she thinks, Korra getting tortured by the Red Lotus and having mercury put in her is, like, supposed to be hot, and she uses the word Riona, which is a weird fetish word that means, like, the fetish for beating up women. So, why do you know that word, Lily? I'm a fucking weeb, and I never heard that word until you said it.
PKFire2445 sent a super chat. Lily would despise my OCs because they have trauma.
Yeah. Trauma's only
Me
acceptable
sent a
when it's
super
her.
chat. Welcome back.
Thank you. I hit the wrong goddamn button, and yeah, that happened.
Taylor Wynn sent a super chat. I'm convinced if you showed her prestige TV like Breaking Bad or Succession, Lily's brain would explode like a phone in a microwave.
Did that one already play? I don't even remember. Good, I'm dipping, fucking frames again. What the hell?
Chipmanly93 sent a super chat. New stream tax.
New stream tax. We're gonna have a grape tax too, apparently.
Oblivion Blade TD sent a super chat. A second Lily has hit the scribbles.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna bring up this.
Errand Alpha Eagle sent a super chat. So if Toxic Yuri starts with Draco Malfoy, does Toxic Yaoi start with, Jasper from Steven Universe?
I don't know, maybe it starts with, Thelma and Louise, I don't know, it makes just about as much sense.
Sawesomeness sent a super chat. 2 size streams in one day. Score.
Yes. Also, divineflavor.com, these are the people that make the cotton candy grapes. Very good.
Laning sent a super chat. Afraid to ask. But, where did Lily Black Girl Rihanna King come from?
Yeah, it is repeating supers now.
Bylonic sent a super chat. Anti-lore curse tax.
Yeah, my internet's cursed now. Oh, I'm on the Wi-Fi, no fucking wonder. Probably
Some
why.
kid named Charlie sent a super chat. Lork, a second size stream has hit the video.
Yes.
Anthony Gramuglia sent a super chat. Okay, do you know who compares She-Hulk and Utena? Me. I did. In various old vids. Lily is chasing my heels. Valorous Sal sent a super chat. Harumichi are technically aliens and died.
Yeah, exactly. So, I was gonna ask that earlier.
Enigmatical Areas sent a super chat. The curse of Lork strikes. Stream issues.
Okay, maybe I need the fucking Wi-Fi on to not die. Okay, whatever. Okay, fine. Jesus. Jesus. Anyway, I was gonna ask that earlier, though. Why do elves count, but not aliens that look humanoid? Why is that? I don't get it. You know, why is that? I had the internet working so good until I accidentally ended the stream. God fucking damn it. Anyway.
Jake Batterson sent a super chat. Lily seems like the type who would clap over Disney announcing their first gay character for 34,500th time.
Yeah.
Lisa Harder sent a super chat. Human beings are capable of screwing up, no matter who they are.
Exactly. It's like I had the people, like, on the Has-Been, the Vivzy Pop hate-dem react, saying, like, I'm wrong for saying Angel Dust isn't supposed to be the representative of all gay men. He just happens to be a gay man, and this is his particular story, because he is an individual fucking person, like all gay people are. We are real people. We're not just, like, constructs, you know? It better not be 240p again. It seems to be back. Just as I say it seems to be back up, it dips a little bit again. God fucking damn it.
Sam Briggs sent a super chat. Lily is a broken record at this point.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Master Clockwork sent a super chat. If we're not talking about no longer relevant kids media, what else is there?
I don't know. I don't know why She-Ra is like her primary go-to example.
Ben is bad at games sent a super chat. I think she's just salty so many people correctly clocked her writing tips as She-Ra subtweets and hasn't let go of it since. Anthony Gramuglia sent a super chat. I said She-Ra was inspired by stuff like Utena and Sailor Moon, basically. N.D. Stevenson is a nerd.
Oh yeah, and that's her problem with Steven Universe too in the first video I reacted to, where she's like, wow, they were inspired by Utena in places, so that means they were trying to remake Utena. And it was like, no, that doesn't mean that at all, actually. Having visual references and homages to something that you like is not trying to recreate that thing in its entirety. No, that is stupid. Refresh the stream, guys. You might be able to get better visuals now. I seem to have fixed it. I'm reluctant to say. I tend to stream in 720p just for my own fucking sanity. For occasions like this. But, yeah. Don't worry. I am recording, though. I am recording, so it's dipping again. No matter how many times I try my little trick, it's dipping again. Fucking damn it. Anyway, let's listen to more supers.
Hikaru sent a super chat. Doing more painting on my 3D printed spooky Pokemon lantern. Nice. Using Aline's crackling medium for the first time in ages, and I'm scared Rimel.
That's a cool thing to use.
It's sent a super chat. Parents treating all cartoons as the same as how I watched Drawn Together, South Park, and Family Guy as a kid.
No. Oh no. I was gonna say that's a cool use for 3D printers though, like making your own models to paint. That's pretty fucking cool, actually. But yeah, I mean, I watched South Park when I was 14. Because it came out when I was 14. I gotta take my break soon anyway. Was that the last super? Oh, was that the last super? Oh, yeah, okay, I think it was. Yes, it was. Okay, we can actually get back to the goddamn video before my stream dies, I think. So I'm gonna pause the supers again. Alright. I seem to be stable again now? I make no yeah, there it goes again as soon as I fucking say that. God damn it, internet gremlins. I'm the only internet gremlin here. It was all going fine until I accidentally hit the end broadcast button like a fucking retard. See, people say I can only call myself a retard. You can't complain about that one. Anyway, let's get back to the video, because at least you can hear me, right? So maybe we'll finish this earlier than I expected.
Anything else? Maybe curb that fascist doomerism? A point I've always made regarding how LGBT characters should be able to talk in frank and honest terms about their experiences is that straight people don't have to be coy or implicit. They can have as many blunt and direct depictions as they want. They can run the gamut from boring and formulaic wrong
Oh, now it's really dipping again. On the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi seems to be all that wants to work right now. I'll listen to this shit.
A pint of Guinness sent a super chat. Hey Sai. How's the stream going? I was away having a shower, unlike the rest of the unwashed masses. Throwing a few dimes to you, my lovely
It was
hag.
going great until I accidentally hit the end stream button when I didn't mean to, and now my internet is dying. So I don't know. I keep trying to fix it in the command prompt.
Melon Fox sent a super chat. As an OSP/FTM and my existence makes Lily combust.
I bet. Alright, let's see what the fuck point she's trying to make here. Yeah, straight people don't have to hide behind euphemisms in children's shows. In children's shows, Lily! But you know, gay people, in real life, would use euphemisms a lot, like, as little as 20, 15 years ago. You know, because to keep ourselves safe, we'd be a little mum about our sexual orientation. Again, something Lily really wouldn't understand as she grew up as a boy who seemingly was into girls, so you probably didn't get hassled about your fucking sexuality very much, so maybe you should shut the fuck up.
Curb that fascist doomerism. A point I've always made regarding how LGBT characters should be able to talk in frank and honest terms about their experiences is that straight people don't have to be coy or implicit. They can have as many blunt and direct depictions as they want. They can run the gamut from boring and formulaic rom-coms to nonsensical and quasi-insecure hedonism. Never, at any point in time, has a straight couple in media had to experience backlash simply for existing.
How about straight interracial couples, Lily? They get backlash for existing. Even now. People will see a mixed couple in, like, an ad on TV and have a big fucking shit about it. So, don't tell me there are no types of straight couples that get backlash. That's just ignorant. Anyway. Proving how white she actually is.
Couple in media had to experience backlash simply for existing. Straight media can dive into the deepest pits of depravity and violate some of the planet's most grievous taboos and come out the end with overwhelmingly positive stamped on.
I thought you were against toxic Yuri at the beginning of this, and now you're saying we need more problematic gay people to represent the bulk of experiences in life. Make up your fucking mind.
On it. From weebs to book talk, straight people can make absolute clowns of themselves in every way imaginable, and people act like you're the weird one for pointing out how fucked that is. Meanwhile,
Wait, what are these things you're complaining about the straights doing? Let me look. Anime is brilliant because they portray women as being mentally the same as small children, which they are. This is the way of writing and thinking has been totally lost by Western writers. So, like, bait. Obvious fucking bait. By some fucking troll, probably. You can probably look this guy up and it's like nothing but bait, I bet you. Let's do that, actually. And then this one... Can't even, like, fucking read this. Clitoreacher's wetometer? Oh, so she's just... This is... Wait a minute! This is just a woman writing about the levels of things that make her wet. How is this automatically straight, Lily? You don't know if this person is straight or talking about just relationships with the opposite sex. What are you talking about? That's just her wet-o-meter. How is this inherently heterosexual? I'm so confused. Let me let the supers come in while I look up this Twitter guy and try to fix my internet again.
Fun Meadow sent a super chat. Here's some examples. CD of straight couple problems: interracial marriage, interreligion marriage, class or caste differences, being disabled. Idiot. Zeta Ridge 7 sent a super chat. These faux political words people like Lily Pete always misuse showcases prime examples of why modern society started sucking since 2013 in my opinion. Anthony Gramuglia sent a super chat. This part is my exact conclusion in my bad rep vid.
So, yeah, and I swear to God she started using Watsonian and Doyleist because of you.
Ling sent a super chat. Oh, Christ, I bet she would love Kanazuki no Miko. If you know, you know.
I don't want to know, I think.
Bladed Fox 14 sent a super chat. Homophobia, sexism, and now racism. Lily is running her gauntlet today, isn't she?
She sure is.
Bun Meadow sent a super chat. Some media examples: CD, Othello, West Side Story, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, Karate Kid Part 2, Hairspray, Joy Luck Club, Star Trek. Dragon Loud sent a super chat. NB who enjoys toxic doomed yaoi and Yuri tax.
Oh yes, I'm getting the taxes though, Lily, even though you're the one making the point. Alright, I think that was everybody. So this guy she referenced has his tweets protected. So I have no goddamn idea who this person even is. Like, who is, like, somebody with, like, 160k followers. I have no idea who they are. Why is this person's opinions relevant to anything? Let no one reduce us to the status of aesthetics. There is no pleasure more complex than that of thought. Okay, so it's like some kind of douche bro. Who cares? Who cares about this person's opinion? Why are they the representation of straight people? What is your problem? You don't even know if this person is straight! Like, how are these examples of straight people, exactly? She's saying straight culture is a guy saying anime portrays women as being mentally children, and a woman with a tier list of what makes her wet. This is apparently straight culture, according to Lily Orchard. Okay.
Selves in every way imaginable, and people act like you're the weird one for pointing out how fucked that is.
No,
Meanwhile,
you're the weird one because you're a fucking weirdo!
while LGBT media has to offer up a fucking sacrifice just to let a boring pair of doting gay girlfriends exist for 20 seconds.
Oh yeah, she likes to call Vaggie and Charlie boring, which just shows how, just says a lot about you, Lily. I thought you like loving, emotional, non-toxic, intimate relationships. I thought that's what you want. And now you're calling them boring. She also called them sex shy, just because they don't fuck each other on screen, or make out for the audience, like a lot of people expect two women in a relationship to do, to make out for the male gaze. She calls them sex shy because we don't see them crawling all over each other and just acting like a normal fucking couple.
Cryohazard sent a super chat. What point is Lily trying to make? I got lost when they started talking about interracial, straight couples. I thought this was about Yuri problems in animated shows. Why do they always try to make a point that doubles down?
It was us bringing up the interracial thing because she said that straight people never have a problem with just existing. Like, straight couples never have a problem just existing. They never get any backlash for that, for just existing ever.
Sabine Brown sent a super chat. How dare you disagree? Wait, what are we talking about?
The real Sabine is here. There you are.
Anonymous sent a super chat.
Thank you. You retracted your message, but thank you for your whatever tax it was. So, and somebody and Twitch also just made a good point. Trans people could also be straight. So, Lily, I don't think you thought this through. Oh my god.
Gavin Caruth sent a super chat. I thought Lily liked Girl Fails SMH.
Yeah, so now she's like, I want to see LGBT relationships that have a loving, non-toxic, affectionate, intimate connection. Oh, Charlie and Vaggie are that? Well, they're boring, and they're sex shy.
Angels Art and Gaming sent a super chat. Fun fact, Araki learned how to write women better because he got married and she has helped him in the McGraw process, especially with parts 6 to 9.
Oh my god, you mean talking to a woman makes you more sympathetic to women and understand them better?
The guy 493 sent a super chat. Is it just me or does Lork not like bi people?
I mean, she's bi and she hates herself, so BAM! Anyway, I'm gonna go take my break real quick. My connection is dying again. I don't know what to do about it, but I'm going to BRB. I will leave you guys with some music. Actually, we were already playing music anyway, so I'm gonna BRB and feed my pet.
Well, I know I miss more than hit with a face that was launched to sink, and I seldom feel the bright relief. It's been the worst day since yesterday. If there's one thing I have said, is that the dreams I once had now lay in bed. As the four winds blow my wits through the door, it's been the worst day since yesterday. Falling down to you, sweet ground, where the flowers they bloom. Well, it's there I'll be found. Hurry back to me, my wild calling. It's been the worst day since yesterday. Though these wounds have seen no wars,
How the hell are you all wooing in the chat? What is going on? Skrill sent me some vodka-filled Polish chocolate for my birthday. I'm having one of those right now to soothe me from my internet problems. And connection seems to be doing alright now, though. Every time I say that, it fucks out again. Is this I'm gonna put the Endgame on the list, okay? It might not make the next poll. I will put up a poll for one-shot games soon again. Hang on, hold on. Alright, I'm back. Let the, we'll let the supers go.
Wonko Bonko send a super chat. Lork, Toxicuri is bad and should be pushed to the wayside. Also Lork, Charlie and Vaggie are sapphic and boring. What do you want?
I know. Not just saying I'm gonna push the
Trav
envelope.
sent a super chat. Don't worry, Lily will forget about the T in LGBT.
Even though she's that one.
Taylor Wynn sent a super chat. Wait, Lily is bi? I thought she was a lesbian.
I don't know, I think she goes bye-bye these days. I don't fucking know, you guys. Hello? Why did you not play? Oh, probably because
Tiger Heart Fire sent a super chat.
Okay.
Considering just how ridiculously fuck crazy Habbo is as a franchise, it's refreshing to have a couple that ISNT crawling all over each other.
Sounds like support.
Igor sent a super chat. I'm glad Lily got booted from Twitter. She'd fall for the bait accounts every single time. Also by tax. Sorry about Lily. Anonymous sent a super chat. Will you ever cover the YouTuber Underth Mayo? He has bad and contradictory takes like his Sifu review.
I don't know if it's anybody. Only
Fezbear
does stuff I'm
sent a
interested
super
in.
chat. I do agree with Lily that I think Korra and Bolin would be a better ship than Korsami. One has personality and one is a Sesame.
I mean, I like Bolin. He's probably one of my favorite characters in Korra, but...
Dragon's Blue sent a super chat. First time catching one of these. Love your streams. Been watching the VODs. Especially of your Lily videos.
Hey,
Former
well, now that
fan
it's
of hers
stable
when I was
again.
young enough to believe her. Thanks for getting me out.
Yeah.
Serby sent a super chat. Hey Sai, I'm curious. My friend finally got me into Epic the Musical recently. Have you heard it?
I haven't. A lot of people talk about it, though. But yeah, so, you know, here's another thing. A lot of people say, Sai, why do you only cover Lily's media takes? What does it matter? But, you know, if I could show you how much shit she's full of just talking about cartoons, starts making people give a thunk about what else she's full of shit about, what else she manipulates, or what else she lies about, you know? Almost, yeah. Like, that is kind of important. Anyway, I think we're done. I think we're done. Yeah, this is the second time I've screwed up something to the point where, like, the links to the original VOD now don't link to what's happening now. I'm such a good streamer, you guys. Anyway, let's, I hate to cut off cut capers, but let's see, she just called Vaggie and Charlie boring. She hasn't gotten back around to her fucking point about Draco Malfoy yet. Let's just see what's
But if you
going on.
dare talk about how fucked that is, even other LGBT people will act like you're asking for the unreasonable. I used to get asked all the time how I felt about Chorus for up a
Try to go back to her earlier point.
imaginable, and people act like you're the weird one for pointing out how fucked that is. Meanwhile, LGBT media has to offer up a fucking sacrifice just to let a boring pair of doting gay girlfriends exist for 20 seconds. But
What sacrifice happened to put those two on screen in Hazbin Hotel? Like, what are you even talking about?
if you dare talk about how fucked that is, even other LGBT people will act like
You know what was a sacrifice, Lily? When Steven Universe got canceled originally at season 5 because they really pushed for a gay wedding. That was a sacrifice. It was do the gay wedding, or don't, it's like, it was either don't do the gay wedding, or don't get picked up for a 6th season. That was the choice. That was a sacrifice. What sacrifice had to be made to put Charlie and Vaggie on screen? What are you talking about?
you're asking for the unreasonable. I used to get asked all the time how I felt about Korosami, and the truth is, I feel nothing about it positive or negative, because there just isn't anything there. There isn't a story to chew on, and their friendship before the finale was an afterthought. Quality-wise, it exists in a dead zone because it never had the opportunity to be good or bad, and immediately people were
Well, yeah, but you blame the writers for that and deny that that networks have a big part in why a lot of LGBT characters basically get censored or downplayed. You know, you always ignore that part because you also like to say, the network should have reined Rebecca Sugar in. She was basically writing fan fiction. And then when the networks did rein her in by canceling her show and she made a gay wedding, you go, that didn't happen. The Cartoon Network just really wanted the wedding to be the end. They totally did not pick up the show for a 6th season because of the gay wedding. They totally didn't tell Rebecca Sugar, but if you do this, everyone's gonna want a gay wedding in their shows. And she said, good! Why shouldn't they?
respond by talking about how hard it was to get this even back in 2014. I know that, but it doesn't change the fact that it's nothing. And
Again, these are conversations you have to remember having on Twitter like fucking 10 years ago. What does it matter? You're not making a point. You're not answering anything anyone has actually said to you. You are just making up a point in your head and then arguing with that.
explanation for why it's nothing doesn't make it something. And I feel like a lot of people use that as an excuse to defend Blorbo from mild criticism and paint it as activism, rather than ask why we all put up with such an unbelievably fucked status quo in the first place. Because we
Just let people enjoy them as a couple. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the people that ship them never expected it to become canon and were very delightfully surprised when it did. As little as they were able to give us, because Nickelodeon wouldn't let them make it explicit. Just let people enjoy having two women in a relation, two bisexual women together. Just let people enjoy that. Let them have it. What's wrong with letting them have it?
do put up with it. The fact that the studio overlords will snub, stall, delay, and fire people for trying to make LGBT art is taken as a
Oh! Now you'll talk about networks doing that, but when it comes to Steven Universe and Rebecca Sugar, you completely deny that that happened. It's almost like you have this weird, bizarre bias against female showrunners. Because, you know, the showrunners of Korra are both, you know, a couple of white guys. So, I'm just pointing that out.
the reason why LGBT creators need to compromise and neuter their art, because getting on the air at all is more important than artistic integrity. They only start shaking their fists and demanding executive heads when the
Yeah, you see what artistic integrity gets you? It gets your episode pulled, Lily. You're showing an episode that got pulled because the creators had artistic integrity, and guess what? The network fucking punished them for it. But you only think that's a thing when it's something you like. She's like, artistic integrity, just look at this episode that didn't air and had a very miscast Amy Sedaris in it.
air at all is more important than artistic integrity. They only start shaking their fists and demanding executive heads when the culprit is Disney. An unfair and unjust status quo being used.
What? Lily, people tell you it's unfair all the time that Steven Universe got canceled because of a gay wedding. You go, no, that didn't happen. That never happened. Rebecca Sugar's just a liar. Like, you literally, in the first video of yours I reacted to, which was not your garbage video, by the way, you always try to say it was. No, it was your Steven Universe video you made in 2023 in response to HIP that you seem to forget you even made, where you said you don't believe a single word that comes out of Becky's mouth when it came to Steven Universe getting canned in Season 5 because of the gay wedding. You think it couldn't have possibly been canceled because there was a movie and another show after, but what happened was they got the movie greenlit before Season 5 finished, and somebody at Cartoon Network, and I think they had just changed presidents at the time, somebody at Cartoon Network went, well, you can't have a movie playing on TV without a show, though. So here's 20 more episodes. After making them end the fucking plot early. Because they never appreciated shows that had an ongoing plot on Cartoon Network. They always wanted them just episodic. So they didn't even appreciate that they had a story to tell. They just said, no, your show's over. We're not picking you up for a 6th season because you want a gay wedding. And then Rebecca Sugar begged for more episodes, which became Diamond Days, so they could actually wrap up the fucking story. And then right after that, they're like, oh, here, have 20 episodes because you're having a movie. Like, I said this in my first video, but I probably would have burned the building down if I went through that fucking situation with a network. I would just walk outside and torch Cartoon Network studios if I was Rebecca Sugar in that situation. So, that is incredibly frustrating.
Used to counter critical discourse is an acceptance of that status quo, not a repudiation of it. You're just arguing over who is to blame. I often placed an unfair level of responsibility on the showrunners, targeting them specifically in my criticisms out of an irrational pushback against the way certain showrunners were often revered and placed on pedestals for.
Oh my god, is this self-awareness, guys? Is this self-awareness?
Placed an unfair level of responsibility on the showrunners, targeting them specifically in my criticisms out of an irrational pushback against the way certain showrunners were often revered and placed on pedestals for delivering LGBT rep that I considered to be embarrassingly mediocre.
Well, yeah, as we went over earlier, Ruby and Sapphire actually pass all of your checks, except your arbitrary they can't be aliens one that you only have in there so you can say Steven Universe doesn't count. So did you just admit that your hatred of creators like Rebecca Sugar and ND Stevenson and even Dana Terrace are because you get angry irrationally when you see fucking news articles, fucking fluff piece of news articles saying, wow, look at the LGBT rep that have nothing to do with these female creators or the shows that they make. You just admitted that, huh? Yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid of you, Lily. It's pretty fucking retarded of you, Lily.
There are two instances where I firmly believe I was right to target the creators directly. Firstly, Voltron, where the creators rather infamously—
Another fucking Netflix show nobody talks about anymore, and who the fuck cares? Why are you still angry at these fandoms that don't even fucking exist anymore? Lily, it's not 2014, Lily. Lily, wake up, Lily. Lily!
Correctly. Firstly, Voltron, where the creators rather infamously lied about having no choice but to kill off one of their LGBT characters based on an order from DreamWorks. And She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, where the creator admitted to engaging in some kind of subterfuge—
I was right about these two shitty Netflix shows nobody but me talks about anymore. Therefore, I was right about something. What is even this point? And you still haven't explained to me how Toxic Yuri is because of Draco Malfoy. When are you getting back to that point?
Out of simple anxiety of being told he couldn't do it, so this was 100% his creative vision and is therefore open to as much scrutiny as one likes. The rest, however, were unfair and unwarranted personal attacks over subjective tastes. We're at a point where there aren't really—
Are you gonna show Ruby and Sapphire on screen when you say that? Because you really deserve those characters and Rebecca Sugar in the entire show and everybody who likes it a fucking apology, Lily.
Any milestones to reach anymore, in terms of advancing representation at least. I know the US is currently undergoing a massive—
What the— Where is this headline even from? What is the context? What is it? What are you— What? Where is this even from? What publication? Why am I looking at this? What does this have to do with fucking anything? This is why we react to Lily, guys. It's just bonkers.
At least. I know the US is currently undergoing a massive cultural backslide, but the US being the center of everyone's universe was always a mistake, and everywhere—
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? I just wanted to throw in a political talking point so I look smart. That's what that was.
Universe was always a mistake, and everywhere else that matters, LGBT rep in media is at a point where reaching progressive milestones isn't really going to happen anymore. We should just make LGBT art and send anyone who tries to stop us to the guillotine, which is why—
Or, yeah, we don't need milestones anymore because, you know, the whole point is, like, normalizing gay people, and it shouldn't be a big deal to see a gay person in a show, and a gay person in a show shouldn't be treated like the representation of all their kind, Lily. Yes. What does this have to do with Draco Malfoy?
Why we should be pushing for diversity of experience. This weird internet slap fight where people act like—
We should be pushing for a diversity of experience, but Toxic Yuri is bad, and also Wholesome Yuri is boring. What? What is she even trying to fucking say? I'm so mystified right now.
Experience. This weird internet slap fight where people act like having different tastes in media is proof of a lack of media literacy, or a lack of ability to handle whatever tone of the media you're championing.
Yeah, Lily, you don't understand tone, you don't even understand basic storytelling, and you are very media illiterate with a very limited media diet. Yes, these are all things that are true about you, and only you. You, like Chris Chan, like a lot of other lolcows, you take things that people criticize specifically you for, and you try to extrapolate it into some big epidemic problem that is happening to everyone, when it's just you. It's always been you, Lily. Lily, that's you. Anyway, I'm gonna try to listen to this entire point without pausing. It's gonna be very difficult.
To stop us to the guillotine, which is why we should be pushing for diversity of experience. This weird internet slap fight where people act like having different tastes in media is proof of a lack of media literacy, or a lack of ability to handle whatever tone of the media you're championing, is nothing more than a bullshit moral panic made up by the intersection of insecure weirdos who need to brag about how hardcore they are, watching Two Girls One Cup without gagging, and the weird 2020 social media trend of turning every aspect of subjective taste into a weird moralistic argument.
Okay, that second one is you, Lily. You turn your subjective media taste into a moralistic argument all the fucking time. You called Rebecca Sugar a piece of shit constantly for your subjective opinions. Like, you're still doing it in this fucking video. Like, I'm so astonished by this, as always. I'm astonished by Lily's utter stupidity.
Existence of people with different tastes and opinions than you is proof that media literacy is thriving, not that it's dead. For years I've talked about—
Except, Lily, you constantly misinterpret very basic things about shows, and you, like, again, you make criticisms out of your own personal hang-ups and your own ire against the creators and your own annoyance with fan bases, instead of the actual fucking text right in front of you, because you can't follow anything. You can't follow anything at all. You've never been able to. Even the stuff you say you like, you don't understand.
For years, I've talked about the overprominence of certain genres and the way in which fandom has a nasty tendency to create hierarchies of tropes, genres, and storytelling formula to act as if certain things are automatically better and everything should be like that.
You are the one who used to plagiarize TV tropes, Lily. Lily, that's you. Just because fandoms talk about tropes doesn't mean any trope is, like, inherently good or bad. Tropes are just tropes. People like tropes. I've been over this before. People like tropes. Stories are built on tropes. It's just how well you hide it. Because, you know, the way it is, like, if you're watching, like, a wholesome, happy show, right, that all of a sudden just pulls a tragic ending out of its ass, like, all the characters just brutally die, you know, you think that's a fucking ass pull, right? And then if you're watching, like, a tragic, sad story that suddenly just has a happy ending that's completely unearned, you get mad, right? Because you know the story's not supposed to go that way. Storytelling is communication. It is a language of its own, and tropes are phrases in that language. You know, and that's something you'll just never understand, because you are missing a chunk of your brain that like, honest to God, I think she's missing the chunk of her brain where creativity is supposed to be. Like, she doesn't understand art, she doesn't understand writing, she doesn't understand music, she doesn't understand even, like, the simple enjoyment of entertainment. She is missing a piece somewhere.
Not that it's dead. For years, I've talked about the overprominence of certain genres and the way in which fandom has a nasty tendency to create hierarchies of tropes, genres, and storytelling.
Oh, yeah, okay, she's talking about genres. She hates the fantasy genre because it's not coffee shop AUs and sitcoms made for women in their mid-40s. That's why she doesn't like fantasy. But again, you've admitted in this very video that your opinions are subjective, Lily.
Formula to act as if certain things are automatically better and everything should be like that. And LGBT rep goes the same way. The number of times I've seen sapphic couples referred to as straight-coded or unseasoned just because they don't treat each other like shit is getting a little ridiculous.
You just did that. You called them boring. Lily, you called them boring. You called them boring and sex shy. She didn't call them sex shy in this video, but in another one she did. So how are you not the same motherfucker who's going, oh, this is unseasoned Yuri. We don't even see them fuck like rabbits on screen.
LGBT rep goes the same way. The number of times I've seen sapphic couples referred to as straight-coded or unseasoned just because they don't treat each other like shit is getting a little ridiculous. Spicy isn't the only flavor out there. They're salty, sour, bitter, sweet, and savory. And losing even one of them means we're all worse off. This diversity of
About tangy, Lily? What about tangy? Is that a descriptor you might use in a really, really hilariously stupid way in a really badly written lesbian sex scene, you know? Maybe that.
Experience is important because without it, people can get very rigid ideas of what certain experiences are. Abuse is my—
Lily, that's you! Oh my god!
Famous example. Art lives in a dichotomy where abuse victims are only ever scared, willowy wallflowers, and abuse victims who respond to their abuse in any other way will almost always be portrayed as complicit or the real villain. Of the four—
Lily, you are the idiot who says that Zuko isn't a redemption arc because he's a victim Therefore, he could never have been a villain. Again, that's you. That's you. You want all victims to be sweet, innocent baboos who did no wrong because you have to believe that's true. You have to believe that victims can't be bad people because then you might have to admit that you're a bad person and you rely on saying, but I'm a victim. I have PTSD. Therefore, I can't be a bad person. So it's you that has to believe that victims can never be bad people, never have character flaws, never abuse other people, because then you would have to admit that you do all of those things. So, yeah.
Trauma responses, fight is never taken seriously, and fawn only gets taken seriously when the abuser is in a position of authority over the victim.
Okay, so she's paying. I thought you hated Amon. What? I thought you hated Amon. She just changes. Lily, if you think Himemia Anthe is a fawn, you really do not understand Utena. You remember the Cantarella conversation, Lily? Guys, she thinks Himemia Anthe isn't the most passive-aggressive bitch in the universe. She does not understand the show. Oh my god. Anthe is one of the most complex, toxic characters ever put to fiction. You might think on a first watch that she's just a delicate, innocent, little helpless thing. But on subsequent watches... No. She's pulling a lot of strings behind the scenes. Yes, a lot of it's for Akio, but Anthe is very deliberately pushing people into duels and pushing them into doing certain actions and pushing them into getting influenced by Akio. She does a lot of manipulation behind that polite smile and that overly formal granny speech she talks in. You know, she is hiding a lot behind that placid exterior. You did not understand Utena. You did not understand it at all if you think fucking Anthe is an uwu baby.
If the abuser is a peer...
Like, she fucking outright says out loud in that one scene after she tries to throw herself off the fucking tower that she was just using Utena this entire time. She fucking says that out loud and you still don't understand.
That story is almost guaranteed to romanticize or revel in the abuse in question. Because abuse victims don't get to tell their own stories, we only get to have stories told about us. And this affects how people view abuse victims in real life. If you are a certain type of person or you don't fit a certain vibe, people will deny your experiences because it doesn't match up to what they saw in an anime when they were 5. If you're
Lily, that's you though. Like, nobody, who does that? Who does that but you? Who is saying these things to you? She never shows examples of these arguments she's supposedly seeing all over the goddamn place.
Their own stories, we only get to have stories told about us. And this affects how people view abuse victims in real life. If you are a certain type of person or you don't fit a certain vibe, people will deny your experiences because it doesn't match up to what they saw in an anime when they were 5. If you're an LGBT person who wants to tell either simple stories or stories that cover heavy...
Well, see, Jaden, that's the thing about Anthe. She's always being stabbed by the swords. She's always feeling that pain. And she does take it out on other people in very, very small, nearly imperceptible passive-aggressive ways. That's the thing. Anthe is always being stabbed by the swords, because again, Utena is not literal. It's a surrealistic work.
In real life, if you are a certain type of person or you don't fit a certain vibe, people will deny your experiences because it doesn't match up to what they saw in an anime when they were 5. If you're an LGBT person who wants to tell either simple stories or stories that cover heavy themes without being exploitative, congratulations! You're sanitized. You're a victim of purity culture. You're sex negative, and you probably hate yourself and need to read up on...
What? She's stealing my arguments now?
Exploitative. Congratulations! You're sanitized. If you're an LGBT person who wants to tell either simple stories or stories that cover heavy themes without being exploitative, congratulations! You're sanitized. You're a victim of purity culture. You're sex negative, and you probably hate yourself and need to read up.
I think she has been reading my tweets, but Lily... Again, your only example to the contrary is fucking She-Ra, a show that was a flash in the pan that nobody fucking talks about anymore. That you never even finished watching by your own admission. So how can you definitively say it's exploitative if you haven't even, like, analyzed the entire text? What?
up on gay history. This hyper-aggressive moralizing
See, if you didn't think this was a response to me, guys, right after she steals my own arguments, if you didn't think this was a direct response to me, here's a portrait by her racist friend Sneaky Taffer. High cholesterol noises. Lily, I'm not the one who door dashes from a subway 10 minutes away from my apartment that I could just walk to. I'm not the one who makes cream of mushroom and rice and hamburger helper soup that they wouldn't even serve in Guantanamo Bay. You know, I'm not the one who gets, consistent instances of gout in my feet, Lily. I've heard you have gout. And the last picture I seen of you with your brother, you look like you're pushing about 300 pounds, especially at your height of 6 feet, so, Lily, that's you!
Every minor personal beef is often blamed on Gen Z and TikTok, and whatever other platform you don't use, and how they're more preachy and sanctimonious than other generations. They're not.
I mean, I am fat, but I don't have high cholesterol.
Not. Gen Z is the exact same mix of angry, stupid.
Okay, she's supposed to be Gen Z, because she doesn't read as that to me? That's okay, we decided she's in college with Midori now. Midori is her girlfriend, okay? This is the past, okay? I am so fucking angry. I need that to be everyone's problem. Lily, that's you! Lily! Lily, that's literally you. Yeah, Lily is fat phobic when her ass is way fatter than mine. The only pictures she's seen of me are from 10 years ago.
But and self-absorbed as my generation. And that's not why this happens. Abusive people like weaponizing mob mentality against people they don't like.
Lily, that's you. Lily, that's you. Lily, that's you. It's always been you. You were arguing with your own reflection right now, Lily. Which makes sense because you never leave your fucking apartment, so the only conversations you have is probably with yourself in the mirror. While you wait for your fucking Subway DoorDash to come. At least Jared Fogle actually walked to Subway, if you wanna, like, you know, really idolize your fellow pedophile.
That's not why this happens. Abusive people like weaponizing mob mentality against people they don't like. So in that mindset, if you call someone with different tastes than you contributing to the death of media literacy, or contributing to purity culture, you can—
It's not that you have different tastes, Lily, it's that you interpret media wrong because you don't even understand how basic narrative works. And you just reference back to the same 5 fucking things you like and nothing else. You don't have a large library of knowledge about media or about storytelling or even about the techniques of storytelling in your brain. You are just ignorant, and you're so ignorant, you're too stupid to even know why you're wrong. You're just too stupid to even know why you're wrong. That's always been your problem.
get them harassed into shutting up. There's pretty much no social media moral panic that is more complicated than that. The guys complaining about book talk don't really give a shit.
You also don't understand what moral panics are. The satanic panic was a moral panic. This is you just making up an argument no one online actually makes. This is not a widespread issue. I don't think this is even a real issue at all. You just made all of this up.
About the integrity of literature, they think these people are annoying and are crying wolf to get them to shut up. The death of media literacy isn't a real thing. People with unresolved personal issues take mild—
The fuck video is even this? Like, did you just make a fake thumbnail? Because you couldn't find any real video? Lily, didn't you also have a video about media literacy that was just a thinly veiled attack against Aunt Me and Crim? Where you also had art by your stupid fucking racist friend Sneaky Taffer?
criticism of the things they like way too personally and cry wolf to get them to shut up. The same thing with how people talk about LGBT rep. You don't call a couple on screen unseasoned because you thought about it, you just don't like—
No, you just call them boring and sex shy because they didn't fucking make out messily on the camera for you for 5 minutes.
it, and you're drawing comparison to something people are easily baited with to get affirmation. The dishonesty in these moral panics is intentional. I've banged this drum for almost my entire career about many different things related to art critique.
We know, and you've been wrong the entire time.
Because I think everyone should get to have media they enjoy. I have never resented people who like media I despise solely on that. I have
But see, the thing is, you think all media should be tailored to your stupid taste, your stupid, boring tastes that nobody else are interested in. That is always your primary complaint, that a show doesn't appeal to you personally. Sometimes things just aren't for you. Go back to watching your lame fucking sitcoms like The Big Bang Theory, because that's about as complicated as you can handle in a piece of media.
Only resented them when they turned into abusive pus
Seriously, Lily can only handle Bazinga.
bags over that dislike. But at the same time, I am intimately familiar with the resentment when other people are getting what they like and you aren't, and needing things to be more concrete and objective.
Lily, nobody else sits around thinking, oh, other people have shows that appeal to them and nothing appeals to me. This is so unfair. That's you. It's still you. It's still just you. You're arguing. Nobody else talks or thinks like this, Lily. It's just you. It's just you. Please donate your brain to science when you die. They need to find out what made you this way.
Than that. Everyone should get to see themselves represented in the way they most enjoy, and we should not accept anything less than that, especially now. I'm CD Call. Thanks for watching.
You never explained how Draco Malfoy equals Toxic Yuri. Let's try to go back to that point. Let's listen to that whole point. That she never finished what point she started here.
I had to plot an origin point for this. I think it's just an evolved form of a trend that started with Draco Malfoy. Apologies if I'm about to turn over a rock, but back when people still thought Harry Potter was worth acknowledging as a work of literature, rather than as a bougie alternative to Charmin Ultra, one of the most fundamentally misunderstood characters was Malfoy, the requisite rich bully here cast as an insecure attention-seeking coward who sucks up to any noteworthy authority figure in the room, even to the point of contradicting his own poorly understood beliefs. But fangirls, being fangirls, chose to interpret him as a tortured and abused child looking for belonging, so they could ship him with his bullying victims, apparently. This fundamental sanding down of a character is so famous that it has a trope named after it. It became a recurring trend reverberating throughout media, people latching onto villainous men and woobifying them out of a sense of, I can fix him. This bounced across the art world for quite some time as this poorly understood idea of Malfoy was recreated wholesale. Now, admittedly, this is older than Malfoy and isn't.
What the fuck did any of that have to do with Toxic Yuri? You never actually even looped around back to Toxic Yuri. You end up saying the opposite. You end up saying that the breadth of human experience needs to be represented more. If you wanted to make a video about people whoopifying male villains, you should have made a video about people whoopifying male villains instead of just sticking that point incoherently in the middle of a video that's supposed to be about LGBT rep. That point didn't go anywhere. It floated off somewhere and just disintegrated. Like, what was even the point of bringing any of that up? But this is what all of her videos are like. She just never makes a point and then it just ends. That's all of her videos. Hell, at least I'm getting paid for it. And speaking of which, let's bring the super chats through. And then we'll watch some Star Kids Draco.
Hikaru sent a super chat. Leave Charlie and Vaggie alone, Lily.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, they're fine. They could be a normal domestic couple.
Lazy Hollow sent a super chat.
Thank you for the Blake super chat. I'm gonna assume it's a tax for something.
Sabine Brown sent a super chat. I sacrifice Madoka X Homer to Cthulhu Haster Shub.
Yes, there we go. She would hate Madoka X.
Salty Spittoon sent a super chat. You know something interesting? I don't think Lily has ever mentioned Bubbling. They had a ton of development.
Oh yeah, good point. I never watched Adventure Time, but that's a very good point.
Wonko Bonko sent a super chat. Blurbo Toxic Yuri, for the love of God, learn what phantom words mean. They're not just umbrella terms that you can sling around, Lily.
Well, at least she's getting a little better. She used to think Blorbo meant an entire franchise instead of a character that you like in something.
Bylonic sent a super chat. These should be called shower thoughts, cause this where Lily gets these rants from.
Deep thoughts with Lily.
Richard Reinhold Renee Wow Peach sent a super chat. Serious question. Does lore KCTUALLYLIKEANYTHING? All she seems to enjoy is moving goalposts to justify tearing things down. Jake Batterson sent a super chat. What's your opinion on Ruby?
I never seen it. I never planned to see it. It doesn't look interesting at all to me. Sorry.
Cinder the Deer sent a super chat. I suspect the Ruby and Sapphire reveal started CN putting SU onto a really wonky airing schedule. They really didn't care about the show.
Oh yeah, no, they put Steven Universe in like a 6:30 a.m. time slot to die, and yet it still managed to have 5 seasons. So you know, I only got into the show in 2018, so I wasn't really there for the early days.
Evie sent a super chat. Shira is legit really good. Leave it alone, Lork.
I mean, yeah, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I just have no interest in it personally. That's all.
Jake Batterson sent a super chat. Some people think Ma was queer baiting them. If Lily liked anime, I bet she would think the same.
Yeah, well, a lot of people think stupid things about
Anthony
things.
Gramuglia sent a super chat. Clint's cupcake party.
Do I even know what that is? Do I even want to know what that is?
Sabine Brown sent a super chat. Skeletor, He-Man the lesbians, He-Man lesbians.
And the lesbians, He-Man!
Cryohazard sent a super chat. It's funny that Lily only talks about the Netflix versions but never the original versions. Boo on you, Lily. Boo. Scorpion
I don't know.
emoji.
I mean, the original He-Man and She-Ra couldn't come right out with gay stuff, but there was a lot of gay people working on it, which is where all the gay vibes come from.
Keep Talkin' sent a super chat. Laugh at the Canadian.
We will. Point and laugh right now at the Canadian, everybody. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
Jake Batterson sent a super chat. TBH, I think the penguin shirt is just very unfunny.
I mean, that's fair, but there's literally people out there going, I can't believe Vibsy Pop would make a shirt like that would make POC feel unsafe. Like, these people are so fucking unserious and trying to justify their hate of a female showrunner.
Bebel sent a super chat. There's no greater descriptor of Lily than noxious discourse.
Yeah, right? And again, this video was just fucking nothing. You know? Like, as all of them are. Was that the last one? Really? I felt like there was more. Double check. Oh no. Just lagging, apparently.
Errand Alpha Eagle sent a super chat. Lily is just insatiable. That's it, nothing else.
I guess. Like, I don't know what she actually wants except to complain.
Bladed Fox 14 sent a super chat. Lily, why does these weirdos want toxic Yuri? Can't they just want to see two sisters go on a wholesome date like normal people? God, rolling eyes face emoji.
Yeah, considering who it's coming from.
Wonder
yeah.
Platinum sent a super chat. Personally, I think it's pretty impressive that Lily has made the same video more times than Sony has released The Last of Us.
Or Todd Howard has released Skyrim.
Fezbear sent a super chat. Her Elsa video is trail up its call else nah.
It? No, she had
The
another one
Lord
about
Giotto
them
sent a
being
super
sisters,
chat.
though.
What's the point of her rebrand if she's gonna talk about the exact same topics in the exact same way?
Well, you
Also
see,
hi.
She's stupid. Hello? I think you broke...
Serby sent a
there
super
we go.
chat. I prefer my Yuri/Yaoi with a bit of umami. Gavin Caruth sent a super chat. Okay, surely Lily would understand it looks weird to say couples should look savory over limity footage. Right?
Well, you know, as we pointed out earlier, she seems to really focus on the preteen and teenage gay rep, rather than the one between actual adults. Oh, it's a real video she showed. She just didn't say whose it was. Someone named E? Who even is this person? So this is the person whose video she showed. Jerbear just sent it to me. Somebody named E. So she just flashes, here it is. She just flashes a thumbnail for some random channel with no context and expects us to know what point she's making about it. Like, she's acting like this is some, like, quintessential video everybody's seen. It only has a 500k views. This isn't like something that has 8 million views that a lot of people are familiar with. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, why did you just flash this lady's thumbnail on screen for no reason without even, like, even clarifying what the fuck you're even saying about it? I'm so confused.
Oblivion Blade TD sent a super chat. Tropes can be folded into bigger tropes or subdivided indefinitely. Tropes emerge from writing. You can't slam tropes together until story just happen.
I'm gonna put the music back
Lazy
on.
Hollow sent a super chat. Lily would hate JoJo's the series with Dio Brando, a villain
God.
who had an abusive father.
She definitely, I mean, she just hated in general, probably.
Sabine Brown sent a super chat. Have altered the opinion, pray I don't alter it more.
I'm not sure exactly what that was a reference
Weak Freak
to.
Animation sent a super chat. Let me at her. Let me at her.
I know, right? And she's just so frustrating for no reason. She's so... Ugh.
Tiger Heart Fire sent a super chat. Sometimes whenever Lord goes on these tangents, I feel tempted to go to her Tumblr and anonymously ask her for LGBT plus writing advice for my own stories just to see the
Well,
insanity
that's okay.
she brews up.
Her Tumblr's gone. She got banned again for ban evasion and for telling people to kill themselves. A lot of people from my circles reported her for that, so you can thank us for getting her off fucking Tumblr. And now she's on Blue Sky just schizo posting because she's like getting the shakes without any asks to send herself.
Evie sent a super chat. Oh. So now we understand the point of this video. I'm an abuse victim with a fight response. Which is why I'm allowed to be nasty and cruel. Scones and Jam sent a super chat. What does this have to do with gay rap, Lily?
What does this have to do with fucking anything but, again, her own stupid, ignorant opinions and her own stupid hang-ups? It's what it always comes back to. She doesn't actually talk about media. This is the point a lot of people don't understand, because it's always like, Sai, why do you only talk about her media takes? Why do you talk about her allegations? As if I don't bring them up every single fucking Lily stream. But because she tells on herself all the goddamn time, and she makes no sense because this all ties back to her own personal hang-ups and bullshit. You know, it just goes to show what kind of a nasty-ass person she is.
The guy 493 sent a super chat. As a victim of abuse, go to hell, Lily.
Yeah. We'll be meeting you there.
Errand Alpha Eagle sent a super chat. Lily saying she's not sanitized. Guys, I get it. She needs a shower.
Yeah, Lily, we all know that you're filthy. So...
Igor sent a super chat. She said the pics June used of her was transphobic when the pics were literally just her. You're not exactly a supermodel yourself, Lily.
Yeah, she put pictures of herself up on the internet with stubble and then got mad when somebody used them in their hyper-sharpened thumbnail style. But, you know, Lily also in her old Artist Meltdown video, which I kind of do want to react to someday, she said with her whole chest that an artist can't expect to have complete control over an image that they willingly and knowingly submitted to the internet. So Lily, you put those photos up on the internet, you can't expect to have control over them after that. You say that to other people, so go fuck yourself. It's not my fault you didn't shave. Well, I didn't make the thumbnail anyway, but you know, it's not June's fault you didn't shave. There'd be some other supers coming. I don't know what's making them delay here for me.
Master Clockwork sent a super chat. Lily radiates Karen energy.
Yeah, but when I drew her like a Karen, she said I drew her like a MILF, so now I'm drawing her like a little bean. I hope she prefers that. You know, I'm just being gregarious to her. Or gracious,
Space
whatever.
Bakery sent a super chat. Go girl, give us nothing. Crying face emoji.
Every video, you're just left confused with what the point even fucking was!
Errand Alpha Eagle sent a super chat. Someone in the last chat thought Lily just confused Toxic Yuri with Toxic Yaoi when bringing up Draco. Probably because people like shipping Draco with Harry, I guess.
I mean, people on Twitter will joke that, like, everything is Toxic Yuri. It could be a straight couple, it could be two gay men, and they'll call it Toxic Yuri as a joke, you know?
Anko sent a super chat. What was the point of bringing up Draco Malfoy?
I don't know! Like, somebody asked her on her stream why she brought up Draco Malfoy out of fucking nowhere and then didn't make a point.
Kitten Fart sent a super chat. I got it. Lily doesn't actually know what Yuri is.
That's also a possibility, yes.
Anthony Gramuglia sent a super chat. Carmilla from the 19th century is more Toxic Yuri.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Mock sent a super chat. Hot take. If you can't handle or don't like the subject matter of a certain piece of media, then the only thing you should say about it is it's not for me.
Exactly. Like, I've been, like, talking to these stupid anti-has-been, anti-Vigipop kids on Twitter still. And, like, I brought up one thing. I said the tone of Hell of a Boss is a lot like the tone of BoJack Horseman. You'll get these sincere gut punch moments, sure, but you're not really supposed to take these characters 100% seriously the rest of the time, because it's primarily a comedy. And all they had to say was, how dare you compare it to BoJack, which is peak and is super serious? And I was like, okay, I think neither of these shows are for you. I don't think you should be watching either of these shows. You don't sound mature enough for either of them.
Cryohazard sent a super chat. Sigh, you should know by now that Lily never explains the point.
That's true.
Just expects you to say yes and obey.
I know, my expectations for her are already like 30 feet underground, and she still manages to dig even deeper. It's incredible.
Missy_Polly sent a super chat. Honestly, I like rambling videos, but if you're saying you have a point or a thesis, then you better have a goddamn point. If not, then just record the ramble, cut it down, and find a better fitting title. It's so easy.
That's what I do. I mean, sometimes I rearrange audio when I cut down my streams just to make the point flow better, you know? Editing, Lily. Edit your scripts. But like, yeah, like, seriously, what was that? Just like, the problem is toxic Yuri, and I think it happened with Draco Malfoy. People whoopify male villains too much, and then she just stopped there and went on a completely different point and never finished that thought. What the fuck were you even trying to say?
Sent a super chat. She has been spewing venom to anyone disagrees with her takes. And now she's like, we should stop being mean and everyone should get to tell their stories while still being mean and gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Hikaru sent a super chat. Men dark laugh. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha.
Exactly.
Ha ha ha.
I can actually do that kind of well.
Kaiji sent a super chat. We need a Lily Orchard bad takes bingo card.
There's a few floating around out there. I just never remember to actually like put them on stream. So.
Someone called for sent a super chat. Lily would not survive Arkia. LMFAO.
I know McKay watched it because Kaiser Shonen did a video about
Cookie
that.
Alchemy sent a super chat. Every time she shows a Princess Tutu clip as B-roll, my skin crawls.
Oh, I missed
Tutu
that.
is too good for you. Lily, get away from the duck.
Oh, I must have been drawing at the time. I didn't notice the Princess Tutu footage. But yeah, she pretends she likes Princess Tutu, even though she hasn't said a single thing about the plot or the characters. She's just like, my friend Ren likes it, so I'll make an exception for this anime. And it's like, okay, but I mean, yeah, I mean, Princess Tutu is peak though. You should go watch it. It's a very interesting show. It's got a really nice atmosphere to it.
Jack Thorso sent a super chat. Dare I ask how bad today's dose of Lily has been? Just got here cause you stream while I'm in college class. Face with spiralized emoji.
Well, it's so bad, apparently I subconsciously hit the end broadcast button instead of the pause super chats button, because I apparently just wanted to die.
Taylor Wynn sent a super chat. I still remember her infamous writing tips. Literally half of them were just fanfic tropes she hated.
Oh yeah, or just I hate She-Ra and I hate Steven Universe.
Doodly Ding Dong TikTok sent a super chat. Tried sending this earlier but what happened? Skull emoji. I tried watching this video and my mind blue screened. I couldn't follow. Also, THX for making entertaining content.
Thank you.
I love her streams.
I'm glad you guys are entertained by me. That is my primary goal, is to entertain you. But yeah, yeah, she didn't make any point. She just had a bunch of jumbles of random half-thoughts and then didn't actually say anything, which is basically all of her fucking videos anyway. So, yeah. I don't know.
Jake Batterson sent a super chat. TBH Ruby sucks eggs.
I mean, even Ruby fans tell me it sucks and not to watch it, so it's one of those, isn't it?
Oblivion Blade TD sent a super chat. My post was the one she was reacting to that got her banned. I was calling her stupid for airing out her wife's financial woes to Phil Dare.
Yeah.
Boopta Flute sent a super chat. She's like Ben Shapiro. Says things and things, she's smart.
Yeah. She's leftist trans Ben Shapiro. We all know. That's why I do that voice for her.
DK Domo sent a super chat. She doesn't explain her points, so you return thinking maybe she'll explain in her next video.
Yeah, and then she probably contradicts it in the next one.
Steph the Scientist sent a super chat. It's odd that Lily wants creatives to follow their vision with LGBT plus rap, until they write metaphors. Then it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's a good point! It's like, oh, there should be a whole breadth of experiences and everybody should be represented the way they want to, but when actual gay and bi people write metaphorical and allegorical things, that's bad. Like, god damn, you can just tell she doesn't mean a single goddamn thing she says. She just thinks she just says whatever she thinks will make her sound smart in the moment and doesn't even remember past things she said. It's so obvious. I gotta shut my door because the cat opened it again. Being loud. Chirping at me. This cat doesn't meow, he just chirps. He escaped from the yard the other day, too. I had to chase him, and I threw my cell phone to distract him. Scared him so bad, he ran back to the yard. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys something that'll cheer us all up. This is Lily's social blade. And as you can see on her social blade, she has not had any new subscribers in the last 30 days. Not a single one. Nobody has subscribed to Lily in a month. Yeah. So, and let's see her gain subscribers. Oh, it's not looking good. You lost 1,000 in February.
Bylonic sent a super chat. Like I said, she gets into imaginary arguments in her head while in the shower, then think this is peak content.
Oh god, she does, doesn't she? Doesn't. When I have a shower thought, I like get out of the shower and quickly write it down to expand upon later, yeah?
Taylor Wynn sent a super chat. Lily doesn't understand, you can just stop right there and that's a full sentence.
I know, right? So she lost 1,000 subscribers in January. You'll be able to see that in a second. 1,000 subscribers lost in January, 1,000 subscribers lost in February, and 0 subscribers since. But remember, guys, I don't do anything. I don't do anything. I don't do anything to stop Lily from having influence or a platform. I accomplish absolutely nothing. Just always remember that, guys. I'm not bitter. Anyway, let's get to the Draco Malfoy toxic Yuri that we all deserve, and then I'll probably wrap up the stream. I'll probably send you guys to somebody else if I can find somebody else streaming.
Whoa. Did someone say Draco Malfoy?
There he is! There's our toxic Yuri Draco Malfoy. She's fucking iconic. I still can't believe like a bunch of high school kids made one of the funniest parody musicals like ever made.
It's gonna be totally awesome. Look at the world, what's gonna be when everyone will do whatever I say, and Potter will be in my way.
Does this have her rolling around on the floor though? Oh god, it does. Okay, good. That's what I need.
And I have a bet, you know. He says you won't last 5 minutes in this tournament. I disagree. I say you won't last 5 minutes at pig fart.
I love when stage actors just like throw themselves around the stage and crawl around the floor just to try to crack up the other actors.
Never heard of it? Huh. Figures. Famous Potter doesn't even know about pig farts. Pig farts is
If you don't know, pig farts is like the alternative to Hogwarts that he just made up.
the greatest wizarding school in the galaxy. It's where I'm being transferred because pig farts is on Mars. Dumbledore? What an old coot! He's nothing like Rumbleroar. Rumbleroar!
He's nothing like Tumblewhore.
He's a lion who can talk. Now you're just being cute. I can't go to pig farts. It's on Mars. You need a rocket ship. I want a galaxy-traversing rocket ship with enough fuel to get me to Mars. Let's just say, pig farts, pig farts. Here I come. Pig farts, yum, yum, yum. It's the planet, goodbye. Having second thoughts about pig farts, are you?
Anyway, I think I made my point. There's the toxic Yuri Draco Malfoy we all deserve. I'm gonna let the supers go. We're gonna wrap
Keep
up.
Talkin' sent a super chat. RWBY is made for fan work. Do a couple cool ideas and fumble to get the fans to come up with a better version of the show in their heads. Cookie Alchemy sent a super chat. Finally, some good freaking food.
Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of, like, AUs of Ruby more than, like, fans of the actual show.
Oblivion Blade TT sent a super chat. I even did what she said and played in traffic, and the only thing that happened was cars stopping and yelling at me. It really hurt my feelings. Crying face
Aw, she gave you
emoji.
bad advice. Ugh.
And Alpha Eagle sent a super chat. Ah, yes. Harry/Draco peak toxic Curie ship.
Yeah, according to Lily, I guess. She never finished her fucking
Song
point.
W. Erickson sent a super chat. Do you think she knows about manacled?
What is manacled? It doesn't actually sound familiar. I want to see if anybody is streaming who I know. I can send you guys to. Chris the Narc is streaming. I don't know if I want to send you guys there. Yeah, the only other streams going on right now are like all these music streams and like a creepypasta stream. So, Dan stopped streaming an hour ago. Ugh, how dare. Crimson streaming?
Sabine Brown sent a super chat. I demand you play Kick It Up a Notch Star Kid.
Okay, fine. We'll find that. We'll find that before we end the stream. How's that? Star Kid. Ah, no. I can't raid anybody. I wonder if there's like a good version of it that doesn't have like ass audio. Well, this is a different play. I see. I don't know which one to play though, is the problem. I'll play the reprise, why not? Oh, wrong screen. Hang on. I have to do this for my fans, everybody.
I love to kick it up a notch.
This is fine.
'Cause I'm evil and bad to the bone. Yeah, I'm smoking pot.
I am too right now.
Junior is all grown up, and I'm having a blast. Blowing shit
Starship
up. I'll
Troopers
kill a
musical?
million bugs. It's a thrill and
God,
a
it is.
drug, so call me a terrible guy. I love to kick it up a notch and watch all of you die. And you must be the Overqueen. My name's Junior. Maybe you heard of me. Junior!
Anyway, okay, that seems like a good place to end off the stream. Pretty early for a Lily stream, but there was like absolutely nothing to that fucking video. It took me 2 streams, of course. I accidentally hit the button, but yeah, won't do that
Master
again.
Disaster sent a super chat. Sigh, there are ginsers in college.
Shh, no, I refuse to believe anybody was actually born after the year 2000. That's impossible. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. This was I had a little bit of a disastrous technical difficulties again that were entirely my fault. But yeah, there are two streams for this one, 2 for the price of 1. So I hope that's okay. So I was recording the entire time though, so if I do need to make this into a cut, I can. So anyway, I went to college. Anyway, yeah, my fans are yelling at me now. Like, we've been around you and in college this whole time, and I'm like, no, shut up. Anyway, I am just gonna, I think that's it. Yeah, little underwhelming for a Lily stream, I know. I might do a react stream next week, I might not. I will have you guys voting on another one-shot gaming stream, though. We will probably do that this weekend. So, oh, sorry, Emily Feedy, I'm, like, wrapping up now. So I hope you guys enjoy watching both of these VODs. I will just add a card to the end of the first one that leads to the second one for convenience. That was my own stupid mistake that I made. Anyway, thank you all for coming. We had a blast today. I was doing my usual stream on Wednesday, and like I said, we might have a gaming stream this weekend. So look forward to that. Look for a poll sometime tonight on my YouTube post page. So goodbye.